Hi guys, I just want to make a quick video about the trades we had today and talk about a couple of questions that our members asked me in the chat room. So before I get into that, let me tell you about the stocks that I'm watching for tomorrow. ZUMZ. They had, I think, earnings. ROKU, they had good earnings. I'm looking for deep buy tomorrow and follow up. SAIL, yeah, I think they had earnings too. SURA, SUR, similar. These are all earnings winner. ANGI and YELP. So these are the earnings winner after hour today, and I want to watch them tomorrow if they give me a good setup. I want to deep buy and just swing it for follow up. So ONDK. Uh, they had good earnings, I think, uh, yesterday, and see the stock was at 670 something, gapped up and started to follow up. I talked about TCS in the chat room. They had similar chart. They had good earning, 663, and they gapped up after the earning. It gapped up and it started to go to 11 something. I shorted that at 11.38, I believe, and it went to 10.40. Today bounced. We will see what happens tomorrow, but I don't like this price action. Probably I get break even tomorrow if it goes to actually 11.40 something and wants to break out. We will see. Uh, so about ONDK. ONDK, I believe they have more, the float is higher than TCS. But anyway, today I told people in our chat room, yeah, it was around here. Yeah, 11.36. Mine was 9.36. I told people in our chat room ONDK on watch for the follow up to 10. And when it broke out, I asked anybody about ONDK breakout, and here 940, 917 to 940, it was 20 cents upside, but my main goal was to check and see if it holds this level, and I think when I said, yeah, it was somewhere here. I said they had good earning. Now they have to basically, I explained the psychology of other traders in these sentences. You can pause the video and read this. But basically, I was telling people, okay, now when it comes down, it has to bounce from this, or uh, we should see big buyers at 9 to push it up. The reason here for the trade was, I just want to tell you how you can uh, come up with a trade idea or trade plan. When this stock runs, actually we missed this breakout in the morning, but here everybody's watching this and they see, okay, it started to create a very small short base, and everybody's thinking, okay, if we go long here, uh, 9 would be the round number below, and taking 15 cents for risk for the stock that can go to 10, it's a good trade. So the reason this breakout happened was that. But in order for the stock to go to 10, the stock needs to prove itself. How the stock can prove itself? By showing big buyers at this support level or at 9. So when it broke down at 9 and then we saw this big bounce, this big bounce happened because there were more shorts who shorted this, and somehow they have more information. I don't know what they did, but we had more shorts, basically more selling pressure to break this down, and this is those shorts that covered the position, and you saw it broke down again. So this means there are more shorts than buyers in the stock. First, it didn't bounce from 9. Basically, there was no bids waiting on the 9 and it immediately crashed 9. Then shorts covered, and then uh, more aggressive shorts, they started to set. I think it was, yeah. Uh, yeah, I said it was around here. I said this is the second, and I think the more serious test for ONDK. Oh, sorry. Uh, when it broke 9 here, I said it means there is no. When was this? 9:40. It would be no 11:40 with 1:40. Yeah, it was around here. Am I right? 11:14. Yeah, would be here. Yeah, this was exactly the time I said this is the second time it tested the 9, and if it breaks, it means there is no big buyers waiting for to absorb and push the stock higher for the follow up to 10. So see, this crashed, shorts covered, this crashed again, and I expect this to fade tomorrow, maybe to 8 or something like that. But basically, this showed me there are no big buyers waiting for this stock to push it higher. So uh, yeah, it was around 11:18 here. It would be 11:18 is 11:18 would be 13:18. Yeah, it was around here. I said in next 10 to 20 minutes, shorts will try to kill it, which they exactly few minutes. Yeah, it was exactly few minutes after I said that, short attacked the stock, and this is just shorts covering. There is no new buyers come to the stock because it didn't even go touch the previous top. So the reason for all of this is I wanted you to know this is the trading plan that you say, okay, this is my 15 cents risk, and if it goes to 10, I will go with it, I will ride it, that's okay. But when you see that it cannot hold the support, it cannot hold 9, and the second time it cannot hold 9 again, so that tells you the stock doesn't have basically institutional buyers or big buyers are not interested to push this stock to 10. So uh, the reason I decided to make this video is to explain for you how important it is to understand what are these signals are telling you about other traders. So uh, let me uh, talk about this more by answering one of our members' question. Somebody asked me in the uh, chat room. He said, I wrote some notes here. I just want to share with you. He said, how I can deal with the emotions that I have in trading. So basically, I categorize two main emotions that traders usually deal with. One of them is fear, and the other one is regret. Uh, Regret happens when you see the stock is going up and you sold too early, or you are not in it and you start to chase. Fear is our member's question was about fear. He said, I see the alert, I basically understand it, uh, but I have fear to pull the trigger. So I explained for him what I'm going to tell you here, but I want to explain it more here. Um, Fear, I told him fear comes from confidence that you have about your trading system or trading plan or your trading analysis. So, trading plan, which basically I said something like here, the trade we had on ONDK early morning. You understand, okay, this is the round number here. I take 15 cents risk for the stock that potentially can go to 10. This is your trading plan. This is comes from the fundamental knowledge of strategies, indicators, whatever you want. This stock was earnings winner. Uh, it ran yesterday. I think, yeah, it gapped up from 6 to 780, went up, hold this support. This is the follow-up second day. It's very usual for earnings winner to run in the second, third, fifth, whatever, next few days after the earning. So what I'm telling you is that was basically, let me go back. The first trade was your fundamental knowledge of how earnings winner react and how um, these indicators can help you to come up with a trading plan. But the problem is For example, somebody says, oh, this is the earning winner and it has to go to 10. And they have a good plan here. They see, oh, the stock cannot hold this support. Uh, it broke the round number below this easily, and it went up and it came back down, and it went up, it came back down. So they say, no, let's hold to this stock. Uh, it's still holding this support, or uh, for example, it's earning winner, it has to go to 10, and this type of things. And usually, because you don't know how other traders think, or you don't think about the psychology that I explained here, you don't think about that. Usually people see, okay, the whole plan didn't work. Maybe tomorrow it gapped down and started to go down. And they say, I had a good trading plan. I knew these strategies to buy earnings winner in the first, second day after earning, but it didn't work. So it hurts your confidence, and it creates this fear for the next stock that you want to trade. Or sometimes people say using VWAP, 200 SMA or 50-day SMA, or whatever they use, and they see, oh, it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? That comes to the second part of my discussion, which is the trading psychology. How other traders think. This is something that, if you are in our chat room, you probably realize that I usually think about what other traders thinking, what they are seeing, what they feel. Uh, they have fear, they have regret. What's the trading plan? By other traders, I mean institutional buyers or retail traders. So this is something that I think no other gurus or chat rooms or mentors, usually they don't talk about this too much, because this needs another set of skills that you have to develop during years and years of um, studying and watching um, trades and charts and reading commentaries and listening to other traders and whatever. So if you understand this part, you have kind of better edge compared to other traders. The reason for that is uh, sometimes people ask me about the indicators. Okay, because this rejected VWAP or whatever, they want to add different indicators, and they say, oh, it bounced from the VWAP, or its RSI shows this is overbought, oversold. But the problem with that is indicators are in front of everybody. Everybody sees that. So don't think you have better advantage or you have an edge by using indicators. You should know these indicators, but what I'm telling is don't think using just indicators will help you. Uh, or knowing specific patterns will help you to trade better than other people. Let me show you the chart for FB. Facebook was 10 days ago, yeah, somewhere around here. If you remember, all right, no, let's have this revamp, whatever. So, if you remember, in the first day when Facebook opened, yeah, it was somewhere around here. If you go back to my alerts, and I tweeted that too. Um, Facebook bounced from at the open from 169 to 179. It started to come down. Everybody was saying, "Oh, it's coming down. It's a bouncing ball, and it will crash." So it didn't crash. It holds 175, and then it started to go up. Creates this basically intraday. It looks like cup and handle, intraday cup and handle, and it was around here that I decided to alert in our chat room, and I specifically said, so let me see if I have it here. You can go and check in my Twitter. I posted this. Anyway, it was around here. I said I have to alert this for our people in the chat room. I specifically said, okay, do you guys think Facebook created a cup and handle, and now it's time to go up? So I alerted people to don't go long. It was exactly at this time. And I think I said something like, if you think it's a cup and handle and you have to go long, watch it carefully when it crashes. And immediately after that, it crashed. So by this example, I just want to tell you, knowing patterns, indicators, strategies, that's not enough. You have to understand, and you have to know what other traders, what big institutional traders in this specific example, what they are doing, what they are thinking, what's their plan. Do you think institutional investors, those who have big chunk of shares of Facebook, they want to add to their position at this point, or they just want to dump their shares to those who think this is a cup and handle? So let's go back to my note that I just want to mention something that probably you heard of, or you know, but something I forgot. Uh, you probably heard that people say, "Yeah, I don't use a hard stop loss." Basically, they don't use market stop loss order in a specific price, because what they say, their logic is what? They say market makers, they see our orders, and For example, if you set up your stop loss at 890, market makers, they see bunch of people, they set up their stop loss here and they crash this level, and then they bring it back to just take those shares from those weak hands. So for that, people say, yeah, use mental stop loss, because in this case, market makers, they cannot see your order. So basically, they are saying uh, if you put out your any information about your trading plan, stop loss is part of your trading plan. So if some other people know about your stop loss, they take advantage of that. So how do you think trading based on just only indicators will help you in a case that everybody sees these indicators? Whatever you are thinking about these indicators, this information is in front of everybody. So basically, if your trading plan is just only based on the indicators, technical indicators, so your trading plan is out there in front of everybody. Market makers, they can take advantage of you. Other traders, they can take advantage of uh, weak, unexperienced retail trader. Everybody can take advantage of you because your trading plan, for example, if your trading plan is just based on the bounce of VWAP, so everybody knows that, and people know, oh, there are some orders sitting here, and they sell to these orders and just take advantage of their uh, trading plan, because they know some people are just waiting here to buy, or here some people are just waiting here to buy. They sell to these people and then they bring it back. Whatever. I'm saying you are vulnerable to uh, more experienced traders, because your trading plan is only based on the indicators that are available to everybody. Um, for mm, yeah, for make it more clear, I just want to give you an example that I heard from LX21 in one of the seminars that they had with Tim Sykes. So, if you don't know who is LX21, LX21, so yeah, LX21 is Greg Schiapica, whatever. Um, his name is LX21 in Twitter. You can follow him. He is one of those millionaire traders who made, I would say, more than 10 million or 12 million, whatever. I didn't check his recent status. So, um, yeah, he's one of the best, and uh, in one of Tim Sykes, I believe it's free out there in YouTube. He asked the audience one simple question. He said, "Who can be the best trader?" mathematicians, finance students, poker players, philosophers. And if your answer is poker players, you are right. The reason for that is he said that too in the interview or in the seminar, whatever conference. He said poker players, they have one simple advantage over these other groups, and that's uh, their ability to play a hand based on basically based on their opponent's uh, behavior and emotion and whatever you want to call it. Um, they are not just playing hands, they are playing with their opponents, and they have to think what their opponent's plan is. That was a very simple question, and I think everybody just uh, passed on this simple question and they said, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It's poker players are they can be better traders compared to other category of people. But if you pay attention to this simple question, you see most of the traders out there, they are not playing based on their opponents. When you go long on this situation, you are playing with based on your opponent's trading plan. Your opponents are those shorts, big shorts, who basically sell to this spike and they know this stock cannot hold this support and this support, and then they cover partial position and then they crash it again, then they cover, then they bring it down, then they cover, then they bring it down. It creates a triangle. Some people say, yeah, this is a triangle. But for me, but by just saying this, I would say, oh, there was no big buyers waiting here. If I want to go long, I don't want to fight with the trend. I want to be sure there is some institutional or big buyers here to help me and this stock to go to 10. I don't want to push it to 10 because I don't have the power to push the stock with 34 million shares and $10 to go to 10. I'm just thinking, okay, so if there is nobody here, I have to take a short position here because shorts were successfully bring this down, and my opponents would be longs in this case. I would say, oh, longs, there is no big buyer in this stock, even though it's a earning winner or it's very similar to TCS, I said. But when I know there is no big buyers, longs are my opponent, and they think, no, it's earning winner. They are some retail traders with small accounts. They hope this can pay them 10%, 20% by going to 10. But my friends in this case are shorts. But I didn't take this short trade because the basically the risk reward was not good enough for me, and I had to participate in a couple of meeting midday. I didn't want to sit here and watch the stock. Um, the whole point was you have to think about other traders. If you reach to this point that you can read other traders' hand, uh, you have big advantage and you have a better edge compared to other retail traders, and in the long run it will help you out and it pays off big. um, that was it. I hope I could help and I could give you some insight about what I'm talking about. By the way, some people ask me about AWX, NSYS, and what else? We have UUU, KBSF today, U1 today. I'm not sure about U1, UO1, UO and E. I don't know what's going on with this one, but KBSF very very similar to UUU. A couple of days ago, in close to after hour, they pushed it up. NSYS, yeah, it was late day and after hour they pushed it up and they brought it down. And I warned people in our chat room. I mentioned that in the previous video. I said, guys, this is not AWX, and this is not AWX, MTSL, and GBR. MTSL, GBR, AWX, what else we had? AGMH. Go to daily chart. GBR, MTSL, AGMH, GNPX, IMTE. What else we had? EOXL. These are all different manipulations or whatever you want to call it. GNPX and IMTE were different, but GBR, MTSL, and AWX, they were professionally manipulated, and how I alerted them was going back to this point that I say, if you understand how other traders think. Other traders can be pumpers, manipulators, market makers, whoever has influence on the stock. If you understand how these, I put all of them in the category of other traders, how other traders think. If it's a big institutional, if uh, even the insiders in the company, how they think, what's their trading plan. If you understand that, you have a real edge over everybody else, because you are part of I would say you are part of a bigger trading plan, and you don't know them, but because you know what's their plan, you take advantage of that. It's like in the poker, you understand uh, what other players have, so and how they trade, what's their basic, sorry, how they play, what's their plan, uh, if they are bluffing, if you know they are bluffing, so you are and you have a good hand, so you take advantage of it. You don't say, oh sorry, I don't want to hurt you. No, you have to be absolute killer. And especially in trading, if other mm, traders, they know what's your plan, because they know everybody knows about this VWAP and SMA and RSI or whatever, stochastics, whatever. Everybody sees that. This is like the flop in the poker. Those three cards is in front of everybody. And if you just want to play with your cards based on those three cards, you are the sucker on the table. Uh, because you are just playing with the basic rules of poker. If you get uh, two pairs, you get too excited, and your bet is so obvious, and everybody knows what's your hand. So they take advantage of you by just knowing what's your hand. So you have, in trading, you have to know what's other traders' hand, what's their plan. I try to explain this stuff more in the chat room and creating more video lessons. And I suggested to a couple of our members, um, if you guys are serious, I can introduce you to very useful and, in my opinion, necessary books. And if I had time, I start to create guidance and short, I would say, I don't want to say courses, but short guidance for just explaining the basics of trading psychology. And I promise you, it helps you more than what other gurus and mentors out there selling to people uh, as a course that explains a couple of strategies, ABCD, XYZ, whatever, pattern and strategies. They are very obvious and everybody knows that. But if you just want to trade based on those, uh, you lose money in the long run. So that was it. As always, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and see you everybody tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.